Hello, my name is Sean Peltz here. I am an adaptive PE teacher in Rock Springs, Wyoming. And for Perceptual-Motor, I'm going to talk about two tests. The first one I want to talk about is the Cheryl's Perceptual-Motor Screening Checklist. The thing I like about this test is that it's easily available and would not cost your school district a lot of money if you needed to test a kid for perceptual-motor disabilities. Cheryl's Perceptual-Motor Screening Checklist consists of 46 subjects. The first one is fails to show opposition of limbs in walking, sitting, throwing. The second one is sits or stands with poor posture. The third one is does not transfer weight from one foot to the other when throwing. 4. Cannot name body parts or move them on command. 5. Has poor muscle tone, tense or flaccid. 6. Uses one extremity much more often than the other. 7. Cannot use arm without overflow movements from other body parts. 8. Cannot jump rope. 9. Cannot clap out a rhythm with both hands or stamp rhythm with feet. 10. Has trouble crossing the midline of the body. 11. Often confuses right and left sides. 12. Confuses vertical, horizontal, up, down directions. 13. Cannot hop or maintain balance in squatting. 14. Has trouble getting in and out of seat. 15. Approaches new task with excessive clumsiness. 16. Fails to plan movement before initializing task. 17. Walks or runs with awkward gait. 18. Cannot tie shoes, use scissors, manipulate small objects. 19. Cannot identify fingers as they are touched without vision. 20. Has messy handwriting. 21. Has difficulty tracing over line or staying between lines. 22. Cannot discriminate tactually between different coins or fabrics. 23. Cannot imitate body postures and movements. 24. Demonstrates poor ocular control, unable to maintain eye contact with moving objects, loses place while reading. 25. Lacks body awareness, bumps into things, spills and drops objects. 26. Appears tense and anxious, cries or angers easily. 27. Responds negatively to physical contact and avoids touch. 28. Craves to be touched or held. 29. Overreacts to high frequency noises, bright lights or odors. 30. Exhibits difficulty in concentrating. 31. Shows tendency to fight when standing in line or in crowds. 32. Avoids group games, spends the most of the time alone. 33. Complains of clothing, irritating skin, avoids wearing a coat. 34. Does not stay in a assigned place, moves about excessively. 35. Uses either hand in motor activities. 36. Avoids using the non-dominant side of the body. 37. Cannot walk sideways on a balance beam. 38. Holds one shoulder lower than the other. 39. Cannot hold a paper in place with one hand while riding with the other. 40. Avoids turning to a non-dominant side whenever possible. 41. Cannot assemble puzzles that offer no difficulty to peers. 42. Cannot match basic geometric shapes to each other. 43. Cannot recognize letters and numbers. 44. Cannot differentiate background from foreground in a picture. 45. Cannot identify hidden figures in a picture. And 46. Cannot catch balls. If a student with 10 or more items is checked, the student should be referred for a comprehensive examination. So the great thing about this is I could go into a class in a regular physical education classroom and observe a student with this checklist. 46 pieces. Something that I could do in one class period and health period. Then, if a student needs more comprehensive examination, I'd move forward with the next test. The next test would be, of my choice, would be the movement ABC. The thing I like about this test is that it's one of the most up-to-date tests. It has 4 sections: manual dexterity, ball skills, static balance, and dynamic balance. For ages 7 through 8, a student would place 12 pegs in holes, test each hand. thread lace in and out of holes in the board. You would test the preferred hand, and you trace a flower on a paper with pen. For ball skills, ages 7 to 8, you'd bounce a tennis ball on the floor and catch with one hand, and you'd test each hand. Second, you would throw a beanbag into a box on the floor that's about 6 feet away. For static balance, you would do a stork stand or 1 foot for 20 seconds, and you would test each leg. And for dynamic balance, you jump into 6 squares on the floor. That would be about 18 by 18 inches. You would walk a line. You do heel to toe for 15 steps. The problem with movement ABC is it would cost your district some money to get your hands on it. But I believe that it would be something that you should get if your Shell Perceptual-Motor screening checklist checked out that they needed more examination.